Hey, what's good with it, people, man? This is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Road, man. What we're going to talk about today, man, is three people, 1 week. CDC, SNY yards, GP yards, it don't matter. People are coming up DOA. You know what I mean? Why? Politics, straight up politics, money, rule violations, etc. Now, you guys all know there's end of hostilities. So the main groups, they're not going after each other. All these things are internal beefs as far as the GP yards go. Now, in the SNYs, like I told you guys, the Zapatistas, the Rebels, they whacked the Deuce Fiver, took him out the game. They're not playing. We've been over that. GP yard, New Folsom, the Serenios, they got one of their own. You got to understand, man, when people do in-house removals, not only does it take care of what they need to take care of, but it also shows the other groups that are watching, this is how we handle business in case anybody gets an idea, as to wanting to mess around, break peace treaties. Believe me, when this happened, the other groups watched it happen, and they're like, okay, we see you. We know what you're about. You're with the business. So even though there's an end of hostilities, man, these things still serve as an example to the other groups that, hey, this is where we'll take it. Straight up. Dude, I'm going to do this one about Folsom real quick, man. ABC 10. Let's see. Sacramento, California. Officials with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitations are investigating after they say 22-year-old Sacramento prison inmate Camilo Banos Lopez was killed after being attacked by other inmates on Friday. Authorities said around 11:30 a.m. Friday, Banos Lopez was attacked on the recreation yard at Folsom's California State Prison, Sacramento, by 4 other inmates. They sent a team. The suspects in the deadly attack were identified by CDCR officials as inmates Albert Calvillo, Irvin Rodriguez, Osvaldo Velasquez, and Jose Avila. Banos Lopez was taken to an on-site health care facility for treatment of his injuries, but was pronounced dead at 12:38 p.m. Friday, the CDCR said in a news release. In 2015, Banos Lopez was sentenced in San Bernardino County to serve 8 years for second-degree robbery, inflicting great bodily injury, and an enhancement for committing a street gang act in the commission of a violent felony, according to CDCR. An investigation into the in-custody homicide is being conducted by the CDCR's Investigative Service Unit with the involvement of the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office. Investigators say they found 2 inmate manufactured weapons on the scene, but did not indicate what type of weapons, if any, were used in the killing. At the time of the homicide, 3 of the suspects, Rodriguez, Velasquez, and Avila, were serving sentences for prior in-prison offenses or assaults. Avila and Velasquez were serving life sentence with the possibility of parole. The CDCR says the Office of Inspector General was notified after the attack. Now, that's just some house cleaning. It's pretty apparent that individual didn't have bad paperwork because he's been down for a considerable amount of time, and they would have known already a long time ago. They'll know within, days if you're all bad or all good, especially with the communications and technology that they have nowadays inside of these prisons. The interesting case, that stands out is the Zapatistas. Now, according to contrary belief, to join that group, you have to have an in-prison killing to be an official member. That could be folklore. I don't know. But it's very interesting nonetheless, because there's only been X amount of killings over the last few years. So, according to that, would they necessarily have to kill somebody? It doesn't seem likely, because that would only make 3 or 4 or 5 members. You know what I mean? So that could be just a rumor. You know what I mean? I'll try to find out more about that one. But I'm interested to see if the Deuce 5 is going to respond to that. They're a considerably deep group. I'm sure they have people in there that are with the business. You know what I mean? They can't all be a bunch of weenies. You know what I mean? You would think that they were going to respond in kind, but apparently everybody's pretty intimidated by these Zapatista individuals, man, because they're not playing around. And there's one thing about prison which you'll never understand, and especially the SNY yards. I'm just guessing. Man, Deuce Five could have allowed that to happen for whatever reason. That person owed money, disrespected somebody, had some funny cases on the SNY. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but they could be complicit in it as well. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, yeah, whack him. We don't care. SNY politics are very open for interpretation because I don't think too many of them are set in stone. They operate differently. Nonetheless, ruthless though. I mean, if you count up, damn fly buzzing off by my head. If you count up all the murders in California recently, motherfucker. Sorry guys. If you count up all the murders, the majority of them have occurred on the SNY. They're up by a couple. So, they're none. I try to explain to people, man, hey, these people are over there for a reason, but that don't make them no less dangerous. You know what I mean? That just makes them not want to align to any particular sort of politics. They go over there, do what they want. A lot of them go over there because they want to get high. A lot of them go over there because they don't want to be told what to do. A lot of them go over there because they burn people and they know they're going to get hit. A lot of them go over there because they're scared. And then there's always the weirdos that are over there. But all those other dudes that don't want to function alongside of, typical group segments in prison and function under their politics, they're no less dangerous, man. And that doesn't even necessarily mean they're bad people. They're rebels. They want to rebel against authority. They want to be different. I don't knock them for that. Would I do it? No. My gang career is over. If I was to get incarcerated, I would just do my thing, mind my business, and hopefully go home if I had a release date. But people get the misconception, man, that, oh, they went over there, they're suckers. You can't go over there. Like, you sound good, talking, high-powered stuff, even if you are a real hitter. You can't go over there and just start thinking people are punks, because they'll get you. They'll peel your cap. They won't waste no time. There's people on them yards that their job is to go after anybody who could possibly interfere with the lifestyle that they live over there. They're waiting for people off the bus, just like a GP yard. If you're not supposed to be on a GP yard, they're going to have you within minutes, at the most a couple of days, depending on if there's lockdowns and shit like that. But you can't talk a whole bunch of, you can't go to a prison where there's men with nothing to lose, no parole, no chance of getting out. You're not just going to go in there and be like, oh, you guys are punks, you folded. Man, no, you'll have a bad day. You're going to go to the doctor. I mean, that's just straight up. So don't get it twisted and think it's soft over there, because you see the amount of bodies that are piling up. It's unfortunate. But for the most part, if you're not a weirdo and you don't owe nobody no money, and you mind your business and treat everybody with the respect that they should get as men, you won't have none of these issues if you don't go over there and gangbang and politic, because it's not that kind of program, man. I know a lot of old school NF and MA dudes that are over there that they're not with none of that gang lifestyle stuff, and they're just trying to do their time. And, I talk to them, you know what I mean? And they want to see their family members and hopefully get out. They're not involved in none of that stuff, and nobody messes with them. Why? Because that's the way it's set up over there. You can find all kinds of problems if you so choose. And a lot of these people, if you notice, that are getting booked on the mess and Y yards are youngsters. And the reason why is because nobody ever taught them respect. Nobody ever taught them how to be a convict. You can't go in there all hyphy like you're on the streets in a rap video. Somebody's going to pull your card. You know what I mean? A lot of that, the young generation, and no offense, because it doesn't apply to all of them, they're too comfortable talking shit because they got a pistol. There's no pistols in there. People will run up on you with steel. People will trick you, deceive you. They will lure you somewhere, and they'll kill you. They'll cut you. That's what's going to happen. So, all that little youngster, because we get it all the time, people talking smack to us. Drop out, punk, sissy. Okay, bro. Do you honestly believe that if you run up on me and try to do something to me, that I'm not going to try to twist your noodle all the way back? I am fully, and I'm going to love it, and I'm not going to stop until you're dismantled. That's just my personal perspective. There's 1,000 people on the mess and Y yards that think the exact same way I do. Don't fuck with me. And if you do, be prepared for the consequences. You know what I'm saying? You can't go tell your little homies and get your gat. You know what I'm saying? You get fucked up, straight up. GP and SNY are no different. Some people function under some sort of political policies and rules and regulations and procedures and hierarchy, etc. That's why yard it's not as predominant. You could get in a wreck there though, just like a GP, because some of them groups try to function similar to GP historical group segments. You know what I mean? It's dangerous, man. Prison is dangerous, no matter where you are. The higher the level, it gets more dangerous. Level 1, there's not going to be killings, bro. 99% of the time, there'll be a fist fight, maybe a melee. Same thing with level 2. As soon as you cross that boundary from level 2 to level 3, no matter where you are, it gets dangerous. People are not playing no more. It goes from inmates to pretty much convicts as you jump up them levels. You know what I'm saying? Are the SNY groups as dangerous as GP groups? 100%. And probably more so because they don't got to answer to nobody. They don't got to do nothing. If they want to hit you, they'll just hit you. And you're not going to have necessarily a whole 100-man army to come and have your back and to avenge you. You know, you get hit on the mess of Y yards, you pretty much just got hit. And that's all there is to it. Done deal. There's going to be no repercussions except from the administration and possible legal. But your homeboys, they're not going to get involved in that shit because they're not obligated to. And they're not obligated to by choice. They chose to go over there and not be obligated to do shit that doesn't affect them. It's very individualistic over there. I've never been. I only speak my perspective because I'm not dumb. I can figure it out. I could go there and know the whole inner workings of the yard within a few days. That's just from experience, you know. But let's hope I don't ever end up in that situation. You know what I mean? Me, myself, minding my own business in day-to-day life, I would never be in a position to go to prison. Somebody else would have to rile me up and force my hand. You know what I'm saying? And I would be the same dude anywhere, GP, SNY, whatever. I'm not going to mess with you until you mess with me. I'm going to give you 100% respect. Everybody I meet, except weirdos, will get 100% respect from me. And it's up to you to determine what that level of respect stays at. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with me. It's solely your character, behavior, the way you present yourself, and the way you interact with me. You know, you start getting down below 80-something% respect, you're subject to having problems. Because I'm trying to speak as just an inmate, not Rojo, not nobody. But you start chipping away and losing your respect, you're going to run into some problems. And I'm not going to play with you because in prison, I don't expect people to play with me. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do my damnedest to alleviate any kind of problem that presents itself in my path. You follow me? So all that hoopla, this and that, man, SNY, you get knocked down in SNY. They will knock you down. You owe some money, you disrespect the wrong person, it'll be just like GP, except there won't be so many formalities and hoops to jump through in order to whack you. They'll just whack your ass. Anyway, I've kind of rambled on, but man, I just want to touch bases. There's been 3 killings this week and shit already like 7, 8 this year. You know what I mean? And they're predominantly money and drug related things, bro, because in most of these cases, these people have been down a while. So your paperwork just don't all of a sudden show up bad. You've been in there and you made a mistake. And that's what I try to preach to you guys, man. You could be all good, make a little mistake, and it could cost you your life. And that's just the way this lifestyle is. There's people in there that don't care. They'll kill you. They'll go to the hole for 8 months. They'll come out. They'll kill somebody else. They don't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So think about that when you go to prison, about how tough you think you are and all the shit you talk. Just remember, man, they got something for you. There is always somebody that has something for you. I could show up. Somebody might be the same thing and might not think I deserve 100% respect and try to peel me for no reason. Because I'll never put myself in that situation because that's not how I operate. But other people see things differently. You know what I mean? So just take that into consideration when you're out there gangbanging and doing your dirt. That, man, you go to those prisons, man, especially them 3s and 4s. Life's a risk every day you go to that yard. This is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room. Have a great Monday, y'all.